my lovelies, how are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. It's freezing cold. It's real proper freezing today. I got about 6 layers on. I've got like t-shirt on, shirt and a jumper. I'm still cold. But never mind. Hopefully we'll we'll do a bit of sewing and we'll get warmed up. What have I got to tell you? Nothing much actually. We're gonna do tonight. This is the first week of the quilt along, the Bathhouse quilt. It's there behind me. Okay, for those of you who want to see, that's one block. It's a big block, so you can just do one block. It comes out 36 by 36, so you could just do one block, put a little border on it, and it's a lovely little lap quilt. Okay, play mat, anything sort of type thing, you know. However, you can put 4 together, and it's a, you know, what would that be, 60, what's it, 36, 72 by 72, quick maths. Or you could put, you know, 6 blocks together. That was the fabric requirements we put up a couple of weeks ago for it. So I'm not seeing any comments, my love. So anybody there? Okay, I can see. There you are. Yeah, you are. It's because I pinned a comment to the top. You all vanished. There we go. So let's say hello. So hi Liz. Hi Lindy Lou. Hello my darling. Hi Anne. Hello. Hi Lynn. Hi. Oh, hi Bernice. I don't like the pinned comments. It makes everything go really fast. Hi Joyce. Hi. See, I can't see everything. Hi Jackie. Hello my loves. I put the pinned comment there, but it means all your comments vanish a little bit, which is annoying because then I can't see what you're saying. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to unpin it. And then I can actually read your comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in for the pattern. Okay. Now you don't need to buy the pattern for this. You can I'm going to give you the cutting requirements for each block, and you can just stop it and pause it and write it down. However, the pattern is a digital download. It's only for week 1. It's only £1. Okay. It gives you all the instructions for the first part of the block. And I've put the full cutting instructions on there as well for the whole quilt. You don't have to cut it all beforehand. Okay, you can just cut it week by week with me. But they are on there if you want to. It's on our website. It's in the pattern section. There's a section there, a subcategory called Bathhouse Quilt. There is a digital download, which is just £1. And then there's a paper copy, which is £2.95, and that's just basically the £1 plus postage. Okay, so I've put both into that category for you. You don't have to buy it. You can just, like I said, stop and write all the bits down. However, you know, this does take a lot of time and stuff. So if you'd like to buy it, that's your way of supporting these quilt alongs and stuff. It's not necessary though. Okay, but it's nice if you would. That's everything I'm going to say about that. So we're going to start with week 1, which is the very centre. Okay, so I could get that down, I suppose. Oh no, you probably can just see it. So we're just going to start with in fact, actually, if I stand up, I can tell you how this is going to work. Okay. Hi Grace. Hello, lovely. So this is going to run over 5 weeks. Okay, we're going to do 4 weeks of different blocks and then 1 week of putting it all together, basically. Okay, so week 1, we're just going to do this centerpiece here. Okay, that there. All right. Week 2 will be these quarter log cabins and these border pieces. Okay, so that'll be next Wednesday. The 3rd Wednesday, we will be doing curves. Okay, and this is the bit that everybody will panic about. But it's easy, I promise. Okay, I promise. And then week 4, we'll be tackling the corners. Okay, so we'll have done this curved bit here, but we're going to be tackling quarter squares, half squares and all on the 4th week. And then on the 5th week, we're going to put it all together. Okay, so that's roughly how it's going to work. All right. Hi, hello Carol. Hi Sonia. Hi Geraldine. Hello my lovelies. Now you can do this in whatever colours you want. Okay. Like I said, I put the fabric requirements up a couple of weeks ago. It is still on our Facebook page. You just need to scroll down or search fabric requirements and it should come up. Actually, if you search Bathhouse Quilt, it should come up. I'm really interested to see everybody's colour combinations because it will look different depending on what colour combinations you do it in. Now, my middle curves, I actually used a pattern fabric in there when I was testing this to make sure that I'd got all the measurements right. And I'd worked it all out correctly and it all went together. I used some patterned fabric, which I had there. I actually quite like it with that pattern in the centre. However, for the demo purposes, for demo purposes, I'm going to use just a navy in there. I haven't got any more of that pattern fabric, so I'm just going to use the navy in that one. So, hi Claire, hi Helen, hi Sue, hi Marion. Oh, lots and lots of you coming online. Hello, my darlings. Right, we're going to head straight over to the overhead, and what I'm going to do is talk you through your fabrics, okay? So, you will need 5 different, for the whole quilt, okay? You will need 5 different fabrics and your background fabric, all right? Now, this is the colour palette that I'm using, okay? So I've got a gold, I've got a mid blue, I've got a pale blue, I've got a navy, I've got a green, and then my background is white, okay? So you decide what you want to do, all right? You decide whatever colours you want, and then label them up. Make yourself a little swatch card with, you know, so my A is gold, my B is mid blue, my C is pale blue, my D is navy, my E is green, and then this is my background, okay? But you can do this however you want. You know, this is half of the fun of it for me, is seeing all your different colour combinations, all right, and how it comes out. I would say that you definitely need some tonal differences, okay, when you're choosing your fabrics. So, I mean, I'm using the navy because if I come back over to here a second, I wanted that very sort of strong octagonal feel to it, okay? And I wanted, because it's quite a graphic design, I wanted it to be all in solids. You could absolutely use patterned fabrics in this. There's no reason at all. That's one of the reasons I kind of thought I'll throw a pattern in there. You know, there's no reason why, you know, like my gold could be a pattern if I wanted to. You don't have to stick to these colours, all right? But these are the colours that I'm going to use for demo purposes. You just decide on what your 5 fabrics are and label them up so you know which they are, and then have your background fabric as well. Okay, so does that all make sense so far? Hopefully it will. Hi Carrie, hello darling. Hi Jean, hello lovely. I hope you're feeling better today. I hope your operation all went okay yesterday, and fingers crossed for a quick recovery for you. Hi Sophie, hi Karen, lots and lots of you coming online. So, like I was saying, I'm going to go through how much you need for each block each week. However, I have done a pattern for this week so far. There'll be a pattern for next week. So it'll be in 4 sections, the block bits. But on this week's pattern, there is also the full cutting instructions if you want to cut out ready for the whole quilt. Okay, I thought it was easier to do it that way, because when I put cutting instructions up on like our Facebook page, it just creates more questions than I can give answers to. So I thought it was easier just to wait for tonight, put everything up into one pattern, and then you've got it then, guys, okay? So let's go through this, what you're actually going to need. Excuse me, my Josh has just made me tea and it was delicious, but now I'm all croaky. Hi Joe, how are you, lovely? Hi Shirley as well. Hello, my love. So fabric A for me is this gold colour, so I'm going to call it gold. And you want from that one, you want 1 2.5 inch square. This is just for the centre block, okay? This isn't for the whole quilt, this is just for the centre. 1 2.5 inch square, and 4, although I accidentally cut too many, hang on, 1 2 3 4, 4 1.5 inch squares, okay? So that's fabric A. Fabric B, I want 4 1.5 by 8.5 inch strips. Okay, so I've got 4 there, 1.5 by 8.5. Fabric C, which is my pale blue, you need 4 1.5 by 10.5. Fabric D, you're only going to use a little bit in the centre, you're going to use a lot of it later on, but fabric D, which is my navy, you want 2 1.5 by 2.5s, and 2 1.5 by 4.5s. Fabric E, which is my green, I want 4 1.5 inch squares. And then for my background fabric, I want 2 2.5 by 4.5s and 2 2.5 by 8.5s. Okay, you're feeling very sore and tired, Jean. Oh darling, I'm not surprised. That's a hell of an operation you've had after that fall. So I'm sending you big crafty hugs, love. Hi Jackie, hello lovely. So that's what you're actually going to need for the centre block. All right, this is a very, very simple centre. This is all about stitching, getting your 1/4 of an inch right with small pieces of fabric, okay? Because we get a little bit, you know, it's when everything's 2.5, 3.5, 4 inches wide, it's very easy to fudge it a little bit. So I'm going for a little bit of accuracy this time, okay? So this is good practice for you guys. We're going to start with, let me just move all this out of the way, B, C, A, E, background. You're going to start with our fabric A 2.5 inch square. And this, I mean, you will see the centre is incredibly easy for you guys to do. This is easy sewing, straight line sewing. Okay, we're going to put it together like that. So we're going to put the 2.5 by 1.5 either side, top and bottom, and then these are going to go on the sides. Okay. Oh, Sean's just saying the fabric requirements are pinned to the top of our page. Thanks, Sean. That's brilliant. Cheers, my darling. There we go. So I'm going to put them right sides together, and we're going to stitch across 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to go right sides together, stitch across 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's how we're going to start. Over we go. Hi Melba, how are you, lovely? Hi Claire, hello. Okay, so 1/4 inch. If you want to pin. Little bit of seam guide tape can help as well. This is all about getting your 1/4 inch right, this centre bit. Okay, we are going to be squaring up and sort of measuring as we go as well. So down we go that side, and then just flip over to the other side. So I've got top and bottom on first. There we go, like that. Hi Margaret, how are you, love? Oh, don't worry about being late. You can always catch up later, hun. Just re-watch it afterwards. Okay, so as always, just set your stitches first with a nice warm iron. Okay, and then I'm going to finger press that back just gently, because these are little, they're 1.5 inches wide. Don't be too vigorous with everything, okay? You don't want to stretch it, you want to just be nice and gentle. Okay. Hi Maura, how are you, darling? Then we're going to put these on the side. So we're basically just bordering that little square. Okay, so I'm going to put this either side. So that's going to go on like this. This is the 1.5 by 4.5, which is going to go down there like that. And then this one's going to go the other side like that. Stitch down these ones. Okay, here we go. So I have been seeing seeing Liz and Moira. I know Moira unfortunately wasn't able to join us, but seeing Liz's name there. Liz, I saw your lovely jelly roll. It was beautiful, the rug. I actually sent the pictures because Angela and Penny and Liz have all finished their jelly roll rug. Sorry, excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat. So I've just eaten my chicken salad. Josh made homemade garlic mayo as well, and oh my god, it was so good. I sent the pictures of your finished rugs to my rep that I got all the wadding strips from to show him. He was awesome. I did say I'd ask you, would it be okay? He has asked if he could maybe put those images on his own Facebook page and stuff, just so that he can show people what they can do with the wadding. So Liz, if you're there, well, I know you're there because you've just commented. If you don't mind him sharing the pictures of your finished rugs, he would very much like to be able to do that. Okay, there we go. So there's my first little bit, like that. This should now measure 4.5 by 4.5. Okay, now we're going to go to the next round. And the next round is your background fabric, and your background fabric is the 2.5 inch wide. You're good. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Liz. Cheers. I will let him know. You're going to add these on again, just like we did before. So this, like I said, super simple to start with, top and bottom, and then the two side pieces. Okay, like that. So we're repeating what we did here with these ones. Okay, Jackie, you had a lovely package delivered from Craft Thingy Show. Thank you for the bonus pants. Oh, you're very welcome, Jackie. No problem at all. No problem. I'm glad it all got you there safe. So we're going to stitch across here and then stitch across the bottom there. Okay, and then the sides are going to go on. Your cat will not give up your bundle of strips. Oh, Maria, really? Maybe you just need to get all your scraps out and make more strips just for her, just for the cat. There we go. And then I'm going to turn that and put it on this side. So I'm sorry, I should have said, can you see I'm putting it on the top again? So I'm going across these seams. Okay. It doesn't actually matter if you do it the other way. I just think it's a little bit more stable when you do it this way. Okay, I'm just going to line it all up to make sure it's all on my 1/4 of an inch. Like that. There we go. I think we did put another class on, the quilted jacket, in November, and that's sold out already. There is a few spaces left on other classes. If anybody would like to join us, you are more than welcome. Have a little look on the website at the class section. I think it's called master classes and workshops. Okay, and then these are going to go on that way and that way. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one on like that, and then this one on like that. And then we're going to do our first little bit of squaring up. Make sure I'm keeping to that 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So like I said, this first bit is going to be over really quickly, but because the centre's not overly complicated, not overly difficult. But I wanted to start in the centre and give you all of the cutting instructions on the pattern for the whole quilt, and that way, hopefully, you can be prepped for the slightly more complicated sections later on. So, has anybody else had any nice purchases recently? Anybody else bought anything fun? Oh, see, my 1/4 inch is out already. I can see it is. That's okay, because we're going to square up in a minute. That's because I read the comments and not concentrate. Sonia, you're planning to come down to the shop on Friday to choose your fabric. Lovely. I will see you then, my lovely. See you then. See, I'm going a bit wonky. I'm not concentrating. This is why we're going to square up. Okay. Okay. Oh. Ah. Every time I'm pressing it, it's putting a comment in. Let me just get off there a second. There we go. You'd have to come to classes, but a bit too far. Oh, yeah, it is a little bit lovely, isn't it, for you? But you could always make a weekend of it. You know, come down. Some ladies do. They stay in a little hotel or something. Maybe you should come to a retreat, and then you get, you get like 3 days with us then. There are a few spaces left on April and November, actually, not many. Okay, so at this point, it should measure 8.5 by 8.5, and as you can see, my 1/4 inch was slightly out because I was busy reading the comments. So I've put this in the pattern. Square this up to 8.5 by 8.5. Okay, just make sure that it's only teeny tiny little bits, but as always, chopping off those little bits keeps everything nice and neat and works better when you're putting it all together later. Okay, like that. That side, across there. Okay, so that now at this point should measure 8.5 by 8.5. The next one to go on is my fabric B, and that's these ones. Okay, so this is 1.5 by 8.5. Liz, you've bought a William Morris jelly roll to make another rug. Ah, amazing. Amazing, amazing. Right, we are going to go top and bottom first, just exactly the same, like that. But these two, at the moment, you can see are not long enough. So we're going to add in, this is where your 1.5 inch fabric A gold ones come in. We're going to stitch these on the ends first, like that, before we add it to the sides. So I know this is really teaching most of you to, suck eggs type thing, but there are lots of new sewers that are joining us all the time. So, an easy little block like this to start with is nice for those that people get a bit of confidence going. So, I'm going to put these on top and bottom first, like that. Again, I'm just going to concentrate a weeny bit, try and get that. Let me move that out of the way. Try and get that 1/4 inch right. Make sure everything's lining up nicely. So far, nice and easy, yeah? You live in South Ayrshire on the west coast of Scotland and absolutely, yeah. Jean comes down and sees us for the retreat. She makes a trip of it with her husband and stuff. Lynn, you went to a sewing treat last weekend and some liberties come home with you. And you'll see us at Newton Abbot at the end of the month. Oh, lovely, fabulous. Come and say hello, my darling. That'd be nice to see you. See, our retreats aren't actually that far, really, because they're in just on the M5, just off the M5. It's probably about 2.5 hours from Newton Abbot in the car to where we hold the retreats. We're not actually, because they're not held in Cardiff, so you'd be fine, love. You'd be fine. Okay, right. I'm going to iron this outwards towards the blue fabric. If you always iron on these next 2 rounds towards the same fabric, it'll all nest lovely. Okay, so you just move these out of the way a second, because I'm going to put those over by the machine, and then that's my next job. And then we're going to just gently, and again, because I like to just finger press it just a little bit first, so you don't overstretch, and it does mean that you can just press rather than iron. Okay, here we go. You love the colour combinations. Oh, thank you, lovely. Cheers. I'm interested to see what colours you guys are all doing it in. What are you doing it in? Have you gone with the same sort of tone colour palette, or have you chosen different colours? I'm interested. So I'm going to leave this over here a second. We're going to go back over to the machine, and I'm just going to chain piece these little fabric A's, both ends of the other 2 fabric B strips. So I'm going to come down that side like that, and then I'm going to grab the other one. Your 1/4 inch foot takes a little more than others, so it'll be okay if I use it all the time. The blocks will be slightly smaller. The only thing with that, lovely, is that it won't work on some of the blocks when we're putting it all together. The maths won't work. So can you move your needle over a little bit? Can you do a scant 1/4? So what I mean by that is, rather than use your 1/4 inch foot, if you put your normal foot on and move your needle over so that you're doing slightly less. Let me just clip this and do the other side while I'm talking. Trouble is that if their sizes vary, because we're going to be putting like 3 blocks together to get the width of another section, sometimes the maths doesn't work if it's not right. You might have to, I mean, it will work, but you might just, it means you have to adjust your seam allowance at times. And go from there. But I would try playing around with your needle position so that you get an exact 1/4 inch, or just under a 1/4 inch. If you can get just under, then you can what's the word? Oh my goodness, what's the word I'm trying to think of? You can square up it. You can chop off, but you can't add. Okay, so you do want to try and get them as close as you can, just because then everything will fit together properly later. Okay, so because I want these seams here to be going towards the blue, I'm just going to again finger press that and then iron, because it's all about the nesting. You have a silver machine and the needle doesn't move. What about have you tried some of the seam guide tape? So ignoring the where is it? Have I got it here? Hang on a sec. Is it in here? I thought it was in here. There we go. Yeah, the seam guide tape. This can help. So rather than following the edge of your foot, this is your 1/4 inch here. So your needle is lined up on there, and your edge of your fabric, the edge of the fabric is lined up there, and then your needle's coming through here. You know, so you can use that instead. Or maybe draw the 1/4 inch on just for the first couple so that you can see that spot on the foot. But yeah, there's lots of ways around it, my lovely. absolutely lots of way around it. Nikki, your fabric's all rainbow based. Sarah Jane's influence, yeah, always. Oh yeah, Jean's saying try seam guide tape. I think, sorry, I can't see who said you hadn't decided on your colours yet, but hopefully now you've seen the block like behind me, it'll give you a better idea of how you want it to look. Okay, so because we ironed all the fabrics to the mid blue, this should nest nicely because one seam's going one way, one's going the other way when you put them together like that. And I'm going to be, because I'm using skinny strips, I'm going to be a very good girl and I'm going to pin it for a change. There we go. Just make sure that's in there like that. So make sure the nest is right. Okay, and if you see it's just a little bit baggy there, that really doesn't, what you can do, can you see it's just a little bit baggy here, all right? What you can do is you can put that on the bottom, and basically because the feed dogs pull through slightly faster than the top, this will all get eased in. So I'm actually going to flip that over and I'm going to stitch it that way, and that little tiny bit of extra fabric that I've got will get sucked up and it will be fine. Okay, so where is it? There we go. Jackie, I've managed to completely miss the info on this project until the other day. No idea how. Oh, bless you. Oh, we've talked about it a loads, love, as well. But it's there now. You know, I mean, I don't ever design these quilt alongs to actually be sewing along with me, because it's quite difficult to actually sew along with somebody. If you want to sew along with me, amazing. Amazing, amazing. But you don't have to. The whole idea of this is it's, you know, listen to me rabbit on, and then you can watch back at another time with the pattern and go for it. Okay, so that's that side. Are you going to put all the cutting out on? So that's on the pattern, lovely. Okay, so if I just come back over here, I've put all the cutting out instructions onto week 1's pattern. Okay, like I said a moment ago, if I put them on Facebook, every time I put them on, it just causes so many questions, and I don't have time to answer everyone's questions. So week 1's pattern on the website is today's instructions plus the full amount of cutting instructions. Okay, you didn't know that about the feed dog hat? Yeah, can you see how lovely that's gone in with no puckering or anything? If you've they call it a baggy bottom. If you have a baggy bottom, which means you've got, I wanted those to nest nicely, but this was just minusculely, but a little bit baggy, a little bit too much fabric. Put that on the bottom next to the feed dogs, and then because they drag through slightly faster, I mean minuscule, but slightly faster, it eases in for you. Okay, so I go too fast for you to sew along. I've been doing it a very long time now, love. I am quite a speedy sewer. Right, and then the other one is going to go on the other side. So we've got those little cornerstones now, like that, and then add that one there. There we go. And again, see, my 1/4 inch is, it's because I'm trying to read the comments, is a little bit off, and it's a little bit baggy again, so that's going on upside down. And over we go. Jean, I always watch while you do it so you can ask questions and then rewatch and stop and sew. Yeah, absolutely. That's half of it, isn't it? You know, I'm live at the moment. I will try and answer as many questions as I can while I'm here. And I do try, if you do comment later on, we do get notifications, so I do try and keep an eye on people's questions. But sometimes, you know, life gets busy and I don't get a chance to go back to them. Oh, why is that moving? There we go, get back there. You've definitely got a baggy bottom, Claire. Haven't we all, love? Haven't we all? There we go. Okay, right. I'll press that one out. And again, that one was a little bit baggy, but it's just eased everything in. Okay, like that. And then the last round is basically exactly the same. There we go. Like that. But this time I'm going to use my fabric C, which for me is pale blue. and I'm going to use the E squares, which are 1.5. Okay, so again, we're going to put top and bottom there and there, and then I'm going to chain piece those little bits on the end, and they're going to go on the side. Okay, so we're going to do all of that in one go. So there we go. Hang on, that bit first. So top and bottom first, like that. Make sure it's nice and squared up. And we go all the way down this side. So, yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but this centerpiece, very, very easy. The whole quilt block actually isn't difficult. I know some of you might be panicking about the older curves, but I promise you the way we're going to do it is super easy. If you went to the Drunkard's Path class, or if you went to, if you're coming to the curved floral class with me, you'll know how easy curves are. Claire, you did Drunkard's Path with me at Cardiff Quilters, so you'll know they're not difficult. Not with my cheats way of doing it anyway. There we go, so that's top and bottom, and then I'm just going to quickly chain piece these, and then we're nearly done on that block, and that's our centre done. So let's have that one on. Ooh, wrong side. Nearly put it on the wrong side instead of right sides together. And there we go. There's that one. And that one. Oh, they're really stuck together today. These little squares do not want to play ball. There we go. And then just flip it round and do the same this side, and then we can put that final border on. Okay, and like I said, that then becomes, hopefully will be 12.5 inches. We will square it up just to double check, cut off any wonky bits, and then you'll be ready for the next session. There we go. Claire, I taught you so anybody can do it. Yeah, you picked it up really quickly, missus. Don't dish yourself. There we go. Right. And again, just, it's skinny. They're small strips. They can stretch. Press gently. That one. And this one. Okay. Now this is a really sweet, I quite like this little block just in its own right, because it's a 12.5 inch block. So it's something you could do. Again, I want it to go towards the pale blue fabric like I did the other seams. This actually would be great for using up little skinny bits of, you know, scraps and stuff if you were to make lots of blocks like this, you know, for a quilt. But obviously we're just using this as the centre of ours. Now you see that one, I obviously concentrated a little bit more, fits perfect. So pin in that side there, and then get that to nest nicely just there, like that. Another little thing that I think works really well when you're working with skinny strips, stick extra pins in, and you know I'm not a massive pinner, but also making sure that this is lying square here as well. So not only line up this edge, but just make sure that's there. It's very easy to kind of get it a bit wonky. So make sure just before you start sewing, if necessary even, just put another little pin just there to hold that really nice and square. Okay, so I'm going to put both of these on. Actually, if I just iron that one, I can take them both with me. Like that. Like that. I'm going to take them both over and do this last little bit of sewing. Okay, and go for it. Ooh, where is it? There it is. And all the way down. I mean, I know I'm whizzing through this, but go a little bit slower. Did I press them before? Am I over on the machine? It hasn't flipped over yet. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Ooh, hang on. Like that. I felt that just flip under. There we go. So I could feel with my finger that seam here on this bit just flipped the wrong way, which is why I stopped and just flicked it out to make sure it's all nice and flat. Okay, and then again this way. I'm going to be naughty and I'm winging this one just because of time. So I've got Secret Sewing Club again on Sunday. They can't get rid of me at the moment. It's because I did a couple of extras because of somebody dropped out, and then hang on, I'm going to have to put a pin down there. Just realised that's not right. There we go. Somebody dropped out, so I did an extra one, and then of course we did that extra one for the craft store as well. So yeah, it does feel a little bit like it's all I do is Secret Sewing Club at the moment, but it's always good fun. We always have a good laugh with the girls, so I am brilliant. Thank you guys. Okay, back over here, and then I can iron these ones out, and that's your centre done. Super easy, nothing complicated there, and it's a very effective little block without any complicated. It's straight lines. It's just straight lines. Let me just get rid of that little thread there. And, oh, come here. There we go. And then we're going to go this side. And then once we've taken all these pins out and ironed this, I'm just going to double check that it's still square and it's measured at 12.5 inches. Okay, which is what we want it to be. Okay, there we go. Oh, my points are quite nice as well. Look, I'm quite chuffed with those points. That one's a little dodgy, but the rest of them, I'm quite pleased with those. That's that nesting, you see. It's thinking about your nesting. You bought the pattern. You bought a pattern on Secret Sewing Club and some bows. Ah, lovely, fabulous. You forgot about Secret Sewing Club on Sunday. Disgraceful. Well, you better remember for this Sunday. Oh, I shall be on. Right, where's my big ruler? There it is. So this should now hopefully measure 12.5 by 12.5. So I'm just double checking. And there's a teeny tiny little wobble on that there, so I'm just gonna take that off and that there. I mean, the teeniest of bit, but it's worth just trimming it down because you've got a lot of blocks to go together, so you want to make sure that they are the right size. Teeny bit on that side, and that can happen just with a little bit of ironing. You know, when you iron, if you press just a weeny bit too much, you just get a little bit too much there. But that's our centre ready done, okay, of one block. If you are making, oh, hang on, come over to this bit, all right? If you are doing the 4-block version or you're doing the 6-block version, make 4 of these, make 6 of these, okay? If you're just doing the 1 block, the little version, just make 1, all right? But you can, whichever version of this you're doing, whether you're doing a big quilt, small quilt, whatever, if you're doing the 4-block, you need to make 4 centres. If you're doing the 6-block, you need to make 6 centres. It's not complicated, this one, okay? It's nice and easy to do. As I've said a million times, I'm repeating myself. It's so easy though. I don't really know what else to say about it. Very simple to do. All right. So can I ask what iron you're using? Oh, it's a Duronic. It came off Amazon. It was about £8. It's a little diddy mini iron hand. Okay. So yeah, Duronic. It's it might be one of the Lidl ones actually. I can't remember. I've had it from Lidl. They're about £8 in Lidl in the centre aisle when they've got them. You can get them on Amazon. If not, you can get the Prim ones, but the Prim ones are about 27 quid. And frankly, they do no different to this. They are exactly the same. I like the ones with the round handles more than the handle one, because I feel I can press well with it. But yeah, honestly, I mean, the Prim ones are great, and you know, go for it. They come in a nice little carry case as well, which is always handy if you're going to classes and things. But yeah, I think that one was Amazon. I think about £7, £8, something like that. Linda, you tend to be too heavy-handed pressing out. Yeah, that's what I was saying, lovely, about just finger press it first, because they're skinny strips. You don't want to, you know, press too much. So if you finger press first, you're kind of asking the fabric to go where you want it to, gently, and then press, you know, and no ironing. Okay, right, so that's it for week 1. Just get your little centre done, okay, or 4 centres done, or 6 centres, however big your quilt's going to be. All right. The pattern is on the website. It's in the pattern section. There's a subcategory there that says Bathhouse Quilt, which has got a graphic of that on it. Jeronica from Amazon. There we go. It's an Amazon one. It's £1 for the digital download, and it's got the instructions for today's and the full cutting instructions for the whole block. Or there is a paper copy as well. Okay, and if you don't like using the website, give us a call tomorrow and we'll pop one out in the post. All right, my lovely. So that's it for this week. Any questions? Anything there? Yeah, you like the handle abuse for classes? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what was I going to say? Any questions? Anything anybody wants to ask? I think it's pretty self-explanatory this week. It's all about getting that 1/4 inch right. If you're struggling with your 1/4 inch, like we said a minute earlier, think if you can, move your needle over. If you can't, draw your 1/4 inch line on, just with a nice thin mechanical pencil or a marker. You know, like not Sharpie obviously, but you know, a Fix-On or an erasable pen. You know, something where you can really concentrate on getting that 1/4 inch right, because they're skinny pieces. Hello, Gail. Hello, my darling. Oh, you were in there sneaky watching as well, weren't you? Mind you, I was watching yours earlier too. Right, we're all done for tonight. I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and we are going to be making... actually, I'm not going to tell you what we're making. It's just going to be my Valentine. So I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then the next part of this will be next Wednesday at 7 o'clock again. All right, so take care, my loves, and I will see you real soon. Bye.